and in this video I'm going to show you how you can replace the screen or the USB stick on your Robo E4. To do this, you're going to need the Allen wrenches, a pair of needle nose pliers, wire cutters, and a scraper. First things first, tilt your printer to its side. Then rotate it around so you can see the bottom, and you want to loosen the 2 screws on the right-hand side. You don't need to remove them, but just get them a little bit loose. Tilt your printer so that it is right side up again. Now we're going to be removing this front panel, so the screws to do so are actually hidden behind this foam piece here, and you can sort of feel with your finger until you locate one, and when you do, use the wire clippers to kind of cut away at the foam until you can access the screw and remove it using the 2.5mm Allen wrench. There are 6 located on the front of the printer, 3 on each side. Then, inside the printer near the front, you have 2 additional screws to remove. These are going to help you remove the lid of the printer, which is necessary to remove the front panel. So remove those 2 screws, and then to pop the top panel off, you're going to use your scraper and just sort of wedge it between the plastic seam on the top panel and the side. You're going to have to use some force and apply quite a bit of pressure to get it to pop open. Do so around 1 or 2 places on both sides until it releases each side individually, and then you can go and do the other side as well. Once it's free, just tilt it back up against a wall so that it is out of your way. Now with the top panel removed, you can more easily access the final 2 screws to release the front panel. With them out of the way, you can now sort of slide the entire panel forward. Now on the side where the screen is, you will find a ribbon cable, which you can carefully pull straight back and loose, as well as a set of wires that connects the screen to the rest of the printer. Use the needle nose pliers to remove that, and just be careful that you're only grabbing the plastic piece and not the wires themselves. The last thing you're going to have to remove is the LED strip, and that uses the small Allen wrench to remove the 2 screws securing that. With all of the components released, you should now be able to slide the front panel forward and completely off the printer. Use the Allen wrench to remove the 4 screws securing the screen and USB housing from that front panel. Then, flip it over to access the screen. Remove the 5 screws that are securing the circuit board with the screen from the housing. When you tilt it up, it is wired between the screen and the USB port. So make sure you keep that wire as you then go ahead and remove your USB circuit board if necessary. So this allows you to replace either the USB stick circuit or the screen circuit, or both, depending on where your error is at. And as you replace these components, just make sure that you don't over-tighten the screws and that you're careful when reconnecting the ribbon cable itself. And then re-secure this new circuit board into your housing. With all screws attached, reattach it to the front panel using the 4 screws and your Allen wrench. And then you can reattach your front panel to your printer itself. Start by sliding it along the bottom so that it slips into position. Next, you want to reattach your ribbon cable for the LED screen. Again, just line it up nice and neatly, and make sure to have it that you have it all the way in by pulling back to make sure it stays in place. there's a little black, brown lever there that you have to sort of tilt the right direction so that it locks in position. Reconnect your wires as well, and then lastly, reattach your LED strip using the 2 plastic pieces there. We recommend lining it up first before screwing in to position with the screws, just to make this next step a little easier. Once everything is reattached, you can slide it the rest of the way into position, and then secure in place using the 2 screws near the top of that inside front area of your 3D printer. Now you're ready to reattach the top panel, so just tilt that down and into position. Line up each of the 6 pegs, and when they're lined up, you can apply some downward force just to sort of get them to click into place. Secure it using the 2 screws on the bottom front inside of your 3D printer, pointing up towards that top panel. And lastly, finish attaching that front panel by re-securing the 6 screws that came in through the foam itself. After you finish that, the only thing left to do is tilt it back onto its side so you can access the bottom panel and tighten the 2 screws you loosened at the very beginning. After that, you're good to put the printer right side up, start printing, you should be good to go.